Good morning, everybody. This is Sports Freak from the D, and let's talk real ball. Well, this week it's the best time for baseball, which is the beginning of the playoffs, and I'm going to start with that. This week you got to see the best and what I think is the worst of baseball. The best is the start of the playoff series. The worst is what happened Monday. Monday there were two games played, so-called the 163rd game, which in my mind really has absolutely not one bit of importance because both all those teams that played both sets of games, they were only deciding who the divisional champion is and who the wild card was going to be. They were both in the playoffs. So why don't you just make the decision based on head-to-head during the season? They face each other 19 times. In the case of Los Angeles and Colorado, Los Angeles won, I think, 12 or 13 of them. Hello, what is there else to decide? They are the divisional champions. Colorado becomes the wild card. You don't have to make Colorado play the last game of the year on the East Coast, having to travel back to Los Angeles to play on Monday, and then on Tuesday go to play the first round of the wild card. To me, that was stupid. That is getting your pitching staff tired on both teams and the possibility of getting somebody hurt. The same situation arose with Chicago and Milwaukee. Why play the extra game? Go with what it meant to play during the season. You add value to all those games during the season, and you don't have to tire out or get anybody injured. That was stupid. Take it to my grave. I think it was stupid. Decided absolutely nothing. Both teams were in the playoffs. Blah blah blah. Boom. And now comes the other aspect. Yankees and Boston. The biggest rivalry in sports, and to me that is the biggest rivalry in sports. But let's be honest, okay? It became a rivalry after 2004, and this is why. Because before 2004, it wasn't really a rivalry. Yankees won all the time. So how could that be a rivalry? It was just a beatdown every year. So 2004 came about, and Boston slayed the dragon. Now, if you're going to slay the dragon, that was the right way to do it. I'm a big Yankee fan, and I apologize to nobody. And I hate Boston, but Boston did it the right way. And to me, to this day, I give him all the credit in the world because we had the World Series in mind. Because we were going to the World Series, we were up 3 games to nothing. The first 3 games, we beat the living hell out of them. I think Game 3 was 17-8, in which we had 21 home runs. And Game 4, we were going to the lead, going into the ninth inning with the best relief pitcher of all time, Mariano Rivera. And then things, boom. It was like giving somebody a cookie, and right before they bite it, you take it away. That's exactly the way Boston did it. I congratulated them then, and I congratulate them now. Then it became a rivalry, which up to this point, Boston is winning. They have 3 World Series. We only have one. So, kudos to them. Now this weekend coming out. Yeah, the series between both of them was Yankees 9, Boston 10, 10-9. It seems like it was tight. I don't really think so. I think Boston is a far superior team. They're more, what you might call it, more solid defensively, offensively. I think the pitching staff is better on the Yankees, so we'll see on that because Boston has trouble with their pitching at the worst time, which is going to the playoffs. Uh, Sealy, he's not been hitting his 94, 95, 96 mile per hour. So that means he's got a little bit of a shoulder problem, maybe just tired. But when you're going into the playoffs, you're going to be needing to pitch every 3 days, and that does not bode well for him. Now, like I said before, the series was supposed to be 10-9 Boston favor, but towards the end of the year, when we faced them twice in the last 2 or 3 weeks, Boston wasn't playing for anything. And then they were already clinched the division. They had already clinched the playoff spots. So Boston wasn't really playing for anything. We were still in the playoff hunt because we were trying to get to the wild card home field over Oakland, which was very important. You want to take that Oakland team and make them go across country. You don't want to be the one going across country the other way. Okay? Boston is the better team on the road. He was the best team in the majors on the road, but you'd rather have them come to New York, and as last night proved, it was the best move. Pitching Severino in the first game, it was a big deal. I don't think it was that big of a deal. Even though he bombed out last year, that was last year. He's got one more year of experience. He proved this year that when the Yankees needed him, hey, just give him the ball. And he pitched last night like, just give me the ball. Now they're going to go into the playoffs. They'll probably be pitching A.J. Happ and to start game one on Friday. And that, I think, is a great decision. Boston's strength is the right-handed lineup, but Happ has had good results against them. So that should be a great, fantastic series, and I'm personally looking forward to it. Like I said before, I do believe overall Boston is the better team. They can beat you by banging the heck out of the ball, or they can nickel and dime you to death. They also have the better defense of the two teams. Yankees have the better pitching staff, starting pitching, and bullpen pitching. The Yankees can make it a 5-inning game with that pitching staff that they have in the bullpen. But we'll see. Everything's on the line this week coming up. Now let's go to college football. This past weekend was very exciting, except for Alabama. Alabama did the usual stuff. And they got Arkansas this weekend. Ooh, scary. Not. There were some exciting games. I did like what I saw about from my FSU, but I'll get back to that in a little bit. There's some exciting games. Florida going to Mississippi State and beating them there. Put them in the top 25. I knew it was going to happen. I've been saying it before. Florida's a better team than they show against Kentucky. And Kentucky is a better team than everybody thought. With that in mind, Southeastern Conference getting really, really goody. Miami beat the living tar out of North Carolina. Okay? So they're getting on the right track. And guess who we got to play next? At Miami, where we've never had really good luck there. But if we are to make a statement, that would be making a big statement, okay? It would also throw the ACC out of whack because the ACC had a good weekend this past week. NC State got up to the top 25. VTech got back into the top 25. But I think that's only going to happen until this weekend when Notre Dame beats the living tar out of them. VTech, I don't think is really that great. They do have a good defense, but Notre Dame is that good. Let's go back again to what is going on with other programs. Boy, did I call it right with Clemson, huh? I didn't mean to. I really didn't mean to. I just saw the possibilities of things that can go wrong, and they did. Okay? You started fooling around with Kelly Bryant's future, and Kelly Bryant did the right decision. He's going to transfer out. Boom, you lost him. Then you played a game where you almost lost your starting quarterback for the rest of the season. Now, you got lucky that he only missed that game. He left after the first quarter and didn't come back, and you had to win that game with your third-string quarterback. But think about it. Was that move really necessary? I still don't believe so. It could backfire you, and instead of making Clemson a stronger team, I believe you make Clemson a weaker team. This kid is great. It's fantastic. The freshman, he's going to be absolutely fantastic. But Kelly Bryant was just as good. Maybe not that good, but he was going to get you to the mountaintop. This kid, we'll have to see if he does, how healthy he can stay, and we'll see how he does. We'll see how he does. He's still got to face some of the big boys in the ACC. Southeastern Conference, like I said, is proving to be just as tough as they've always been. They had their ups and downs, but they're proving just as tough. Now, the team that I want to talk about also is Michigan. From my contingency here in Detroit, what I've been hearing is, oh, they're disappointing in Michigan. They struggle against Northwestern. Here's news, okay? Ding, 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 breaking news. Northwestern gives trouble to everybody. Northwestern is a very good team, not good enough to compete for the Big Ten title, but good enough to beat anybody on a given Saturday. Okay, they got great coaching, they got good players, they're just not very deep. With that being said, they always give trouble to all the good teams. So because Michigan might have struggled for a while or they had to come back, hey, what you want to do when you go to Northwestern is come out with a victory. Doesn't matter if it's by 1 point. Don't matter if it's 100 points. You want to come out winning the game. That's all that matters. Okay? Michigan went in there. They won. Bye-bye. Let's go to the next game. Okay? Done deal. So with that being said, it's also the beginning of hockey. It's also the beginning of the real football season. But I'm looking forward to this weekend. We have to go to Miami. Now going to my FSU boys. This has always been a hellhole for us. It always has been. Even in our heyday, we struggled to beat them in Miami. I was the recipient of. I got to watch 4 wide rights, okay, and 1 wide left. So I was privy to a lot of those disappointments. We're going to Miami. Miami's got the turnover chain. We got the backpack. I hate to say, but that is so lame. It looks like Dora the Explorer carrying a backpack. But the actual truth is, Florida State's getting a little better. They're taking baby steps. That offensive line did not allow a sack this past weekend. Yes, Francois was hit a couple of times, but overall, he did have a lot of time to throw. The way he ran that offense in the second half, splendid. He had a lot of time out there. The thing that makes me a little scared is the fact that they can't run the ball. They got one of the best running backs in college football in Cam Akers, and they can't run the ball. Every time that guy touches the ball, he's got 2 defenders in front of him. So let's do a little better plot because Miami will probably stop the running game first and then go after Francois. And we need to control the ball. We need to control the ball for the majority of the time. We need to not turn it over. We're playing in Miami. Anytime you turn over the ball to them, it's giving them an extra, I would say, chance to get a touchdown. We need to be almost perfect football. Stop with those stupid penalties, okay? We seem to be still having problems with that. But, like I said, I'm looking forward to this weekend. And until next weekend, guys, have a good time and talk to you all later. Thank you.